What's going on, guys? Happy Friday. I hope you guys all had a fantastic trading day. So the market, even though we did finish up about 150 points on the session, it was a little bit choppy for the most part. We did have some breakouts. In the morning early off, we had a couple of washout shorts. We had some recoveries, a little bit of bounce plays. Amazon really held the market up all day today. So they closed at around 31.52, up 375 points on the session. That's obviously including the after hours earnings gap up that we had from Amazon. So pretty good. If we do look at the bigger picture, we really, didn't do anything today. So we really didn't prove the bulls didn't really prove that, we're going to be pushing higher going into next week. And the bears really didn't take too much control to tell us that, we're going lower next week. However, anything is possible still. All it takes is one washout to lose a support zone, and we could be going lower, just like we could obviously take out today's highs and start reclaiming some of those bigger macro levels to the upside to go higher next week. With that being said, this video, let's get into it. I'm going to show you a few of the trades that I took today and the setups and to why I took them. This strategy is extremely simple, guys. So I don't want you guys to overcomplicate things when it comes to day trading, when it comes to scalping. Just to kind of, if this is your first time watching my video, my name is D. Anthony. I do run evolutiontraders.com and my personal Discord. That link can be found down in the description box below. So if you are looking for more information, you're looking for a trading team, you're looking to learn the strategy in more in depth, a lot more, and kind of understand how I'm picking these stocks on a day-to-day basis, definitely want to feel free to join that Discord and check out my website at evolutiontraders.com. With that being said, the trade that I'm going to be recapping here and kind of showing why I took it is going to be Tesla. I did pull, I believe it was 14. Let me just double check here. The P&L I had posted in the Discord in the daily gain section. But what I pulled from this one particular trade was, let me just pull up my brokerage here at TD Ameritrade, $1,480. So $1,480. I did take 2 contracts on this. 2 contracts, yeah. So I took 2 contracts on this. My strike price was 905. I took the 905 calls, obviously 0 days till expiration, expiring today. So I wasn't looking for a huge move. I was just looking for a little cash flow. And it turned out to be a pretty good trade. I did have to sit in it for a little bit, maybe 20, 30 minutes before it really started to get going. But when it did start get to going, I really started to see the P&L rise. So I'm going to be doing a few of these trade recaps. If you do want to see more on the other trades that I took, definitely subscribe to the channel, as you can catch that information in the following videos. They're all going to pretty much look the same as far as the strategy that I used and as far as why I took them. But I figure the better and the more times someone else can see, the more clear and understanding it will be when you actually see this play out on your screen. So with that being said, we're going to use the 5-minute time frame. Okay, so 5-minute time frame. Each candlestick is going to represent a 5-minute bar. And then we're also going to use the 20-day moving average. Okay, the purple line on my screen is the 20 SMA. So we're going to want to make sure we have that on the screen. And then pretty much all we're going to do is look for a trend reversal. That's all we're doing. What I mean by that is, in this case here, if you can look, I'm Pacific Standard Time, so I'm going to be talking in Pacific Standard Times. You can see here at 7:40 in the morning, we lost or tested the 20 SMA. We quickly reclaimed it, and then we lost it. Okay, you can see here not a whole lot of definitive price action. We did have the 200-day moving average just above us, so that was acting as a little bit of resistance. We were pinned in here. And then you can see once finally we did lose this 20-period moving average, we had this nice quick flush, and then we had 1, 2, 3 candles, 15 minutes worth of action below the 20-period moving average. So here's exactly where I took my trade, or where the setup started to signal for me. As soon as we reclaimed the 20-period moving average, I was looking to play the trend reversal. Obviously, when we came down here and tagged the 20, we traded sideways, and then we lost it. And then now we started to work our way back up. So here, sellers have control of the stock trading under the 20-period moving average. What I'm looking for here is a reconfirmation, meaning I want to see the green candle close back up over the 20, what I'm going to do 99% of the time is I'm going to take my trend line here, and I'm just going to draw this white line. It's going to give me the price over here on the side, 906.16. That's the level that I'm looking for the next candles to sort of either consolidate under or start to confirm to the top side. So you can see here, we consolidated for 5-10 minutes. We were trading over the 20 period moving average. So this play is still in play for me. And then we got this break. So automatically I took this breakout here, right? Let me pull up my drawing tool. So when I took this breakout here, I started to get a little bit worried because I was expecting the breakout and then I was expecting the build to go higher. So as soon as I got long, it immediately pulled back, and automatically I'm already thinking, man, this is just a fake out breakout where, you know, we were trading under the 20, we broke above it. Now we consolidated. We had this little false breakout, and I thought we were going to come back down, test the 20, and then start to collapse. Here's how you handle that situation, okay? And this is as clear as day. If we are still closing, meaning the candles are still closing over the 20, you remain in the trade. As soon as we break the 20 and we close below the 20 period moving average, you have to 100%, 1000% need to close the trade. You have to exit the trade. You need to take your loss. You need to be patient, and you need to wait for another setup. Again, this is not really like where we're going to look to buy something, hold it all day. We're not trying to swing trade this. What we're looking to do is hold these type of scalps. If you want to call them scalps, day trade, we want to hold these trades for, like, you know, sometimes I hold trades for a few minutes. Could be 5 minutes. Could be an hour. Could be 30 minutes. It's all depending. And the more screen time you have, meaning the more hours you have sitting in front of the screen, you kind of get comfortable with where you know the stock can go and where you feel comfortable taking profits. I kind of outline all of that in my course that you guys can find in evolutiontraders.com. But as soon as I got into my play here, okay, we did quickly come below it. I was in a little bit of drawdown here. However, we were still holding a 20 period moving average. I had to sit tight for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes before we finally broke back over this little consolidation. Then we had a little bit more consolidation here, and then finally we started to ramp. Okay, so as soon as I seen this candle come through here, fix my mouse here. As soon as I seen this candle come through, okay, I'm gonna point it out here. As soon as I seen this candle come through, I knew we just broke through this consolidation. I knew it confirmed my entry here. I knew we confirmed this consolidation. We were going to make a little bit push higher. So after we broke out here, we had a little bit of a pause candle, and then we just proceeded to go on 1, 2, 3 pushes higher. And it was on this candle where I sold. Now, you can say, well, why didn't you hold the trade? You know, what made you get out of the trade? Because you know what? I was happy with the profits. That's why. You know, there doesn't have to be a reason why you cut a trade. Whether you're happy with the profits or the loss and you're content with it, that's when you exit the trade. And right here, and obviously it wasn't at the top, okay, because we're never going to catch anything all the way at the top. You know, we're not going to catch these tops. But as soon as we broke this previous candle, I said to myself, you know what? I'm happy with these profits. I have 2 contracts. Let me go ahead and just take the money. The market has been extremely volatile. You know, I don't really trust it too long. I don't really trust it too long short. So I just wanted to take my profits in this candle here. You can see here we did push higher, we did back test, and then we got another ramp up. Obviously, if I would have held, you know, it would have been a bigger winner. But we can just see here we kind of consolidated and fell and lost the 20 period moving average. But you can also see here that it presented another setup. So here, not only did we close under the 20, but we also reclaimed the 20 period moving average, and then we shot up from a price of around 927 all the way to a price of 933. So this is another good scalp. I mean, we're talking about 10, 15 minutes, guys. If you enter into Tesla and you're taking 4, 5, 6 points and your contracts are in the money or they're at the money, you know, you're buying those strikes, you know, you're not buying 40 points out of the money. You're trying to buy as close to the strike price or close. You're trying to buy a strike as close to the current stock price as possible, or as much as your account will allow you to afford. Obviously, if you have a smaller account, you might need to go just at the money, maybe go 1 outside the money. If you have a bigger account, I would always recommend going, especially for this strategy, going as close to in the money as possible. So like I said, I had those 905 strikes, and you can see why I took the 905 strikes, because my candle here was 906. So I took those $905 strikes. Okay. I wanted to be as close to this current stock price as possible. just so I'm not so far out of the money, because if it did turn against me and start to really, push to the downside, I wouldn't get, lose too much premium on that, especially being 0 days to expiration. So I went as close to the current stock price as possible. I took the 905s. I sold close to like 919, 920, something in there. And I took a nice $1,400 gain. It's really that simple, guys. What I mean by being simple is that trading is not simple, but understanding the patterns, understanding the entries and exits is very, very simple. We're not rocket scientists, guys. We're not brain surgeons. We're not, computer software engineer developers. We're traders. We are looking at a chart that has a bunch of lines on the screen. Red lines, green lines. You have some indicators. You have a strategy. You have rules for yourself. What's hard about trading is when the move fails and now it's working against you, your mentality, your ego, your mindset, you don't want to sell, and you hold too long, and you should sell, and the stock price goes down more, and then it goes down a little bit more, and you don't want to sell, and you don't want to sell. Next thing you know, you're taking a big loss. Instead of just saying, hey, you know what? I was wrong. I'm watching the same chart that everyone else is watching. This is my exit. Let me take my loss and let me look for another setup. Now, looking at the chart is easy. Anybody can see here that we're trading underneath the 20 SMA. Anybody can see that we just reclaimed the 20 SMA. Anybody could see that we confirmed the high price of the 20 period SMA. And anybody can see here that we're still trading over the SMA. So there's no reason for me to exit my trade. Yes, did I go down a little bit? Of course I was down a little bit. Was I nervous? Well, just trading Tesla, you always have to be a little nervous because this can quickly crack and then move against you 5-10 points extremely fast. But you got to just be patient. You have to trust your strategy, and you have to trust knowing that you are going to be able to be an adult enough to exit the trade if it doesn't work. So as soon as I knew that we got this breakout here, I knew that this was just setting up for a little bit of, of a support, a little bit of a base here. So when we got this breakout, we got the pause. Okay. As soon as we got the pause, then we got this next push up. I was itching to take the profits. I was just itching to take the profits, especially being Friday. But that's as simple as it has to be, guys. If you can't make your trading strategy simple, if you can't make it easy to understand, if you're constantly thinking, where should I sell? Where do I buy? Where should I stop at? Where should I stop out at? If you're constantly going over that in your head, guys, you're not comfortable with your strategy. If you want to be comfortable with your strategy, guys, come to my Discord. I'll help you out. I'll give you levels. I have a gold member section on my Discord where I do levels, watch list, signals, kind of talk about the day, talk about the charts that I'm playing, talk about the setups, kind of call them out. Hey, you know what, guys, Tesla's setting up on a 5-minute play. So that way, if you're interested in taking that particular trade, you can kind of look to your screen and see, hey, you know what? Yeah, it is setting. I'm comfortable laying out the risk. Let me go ahead and take part of this trade. I also do have a course where I go over a lot more in depth as to how and why I use this strategy. Also, I do have an understanding the process course that's going to outline everything. If it doesn't look good on a macro picture, and if you don't understand what that means, definitely want to check out the understanding the process course. But if it doesn't look good on a macro picture, I won't even bother trying to scalp it. On the macro picture, Tesla looked good, that if we did get a breakout, it was worthwhile to try to play it to the upside. So definitely going to want to check that out, guys. Until the next time, I will see you guys all on the next video, and you guys all have a fantastic weekend. Stick around, subscribe, like, comment. I will see you guys all next time.